Check. Mike, check.
Yeah, buddy.
We're in.
Cinnamon here.
Yeah, she is. She's about to take the main stage.
Coming to the stage, it's Cinnamon.
She's coming through the back
Yeah.
door where she likes it best.
Hey guys, welcome to another episode of the Cast&Blast podcast. I'm your host, Pinche Ben, and I'm rolling solo today, guys, because my co-host, Jimmy Trent, is not here today, so apologize to you guys for that. But guess what? I got a special announcement to make. Hey, come on in, Robert. All right, so I got a special announcement to make, guys. Jimmy just became a grandpa, and let me go ahead and pull up the stats. We got Osborne Grant Beck, born today, 6 pounds, 6 ounces, 19 inches tall. So, hey, man, that's a special day. He couldn't be here today, and I couldn't blame him, man. I wouldn't miss that for the world. So congratulations, Jimmy. If you guys are watching now, send him a congratulations because he's over there probably got some skin-to-skin time going on, and I don't blame him, man. And, guys, we got a special guest with us today. Come on in, Robert. Make yourself at home. You're in the background there. We're good. We got a couple of special guests, all right? So, we brought in 2 folks with us today that we've been trying to line up for this podcast for a good while. Let me go ahead and turn the camera over to them. My special guest joining us today is Jason Price and Justin Rumley from Texas Feral Outdoors. Say what's up, guys.
That'd be
Feral Texas Outdoors.
That's all right.
Hey, common mistake.
It's happened to us a couple times.
Well, apologize for that. And, guys, I apologize again because I'm sitting in the producer chair today, and this is going to be a little difficult for me to kind of do both and multitask, but I'm going to do my best, so bear with me. But I'll turn it back over to my guests. Guys, it's been a long time coming, and I'm glad you guys are here. Normally, we're watching your podcast and watching your videos on YouTube.
Yeah.
For those of you guys that don't know, Jason and Justin have Hunting After Dark podcast.
Yes, sir.
Also, they have the Hunting After Dark TV show that you can find on Pursuit Channel. And if you are living under a rock and you're not checking that out, guys, go check that out. Those guys are doing some great things, posting outstanding content. They got all kinds of videos for you guys to watch. On YouTube, they're doing the very best product reviews for all the emerging technologies when it comes to thermal optics. So today we're going to be shining a light on, see what I did there? We're going to be shining a light on thermal optics and night hunts. I'm going to introduce one more special guest. I got Robert Garcia joining us from RPG Outdoors.
Right.
What's going on, Robert?
Going a little rogue today, but here we are.
Pull that mic out and go ahead and get it up there. We'll get you squared away. So,
No worries, man.
all right, cool. So, Robert, you guys have seen Robert on our podcast before. We're trying to introduce or, bring him in and integrate him into the Cast&Blast team and our podcast. So we're glad to have you here, Robert.
Appreciate it.
And Robert's been out hunting with us before, and, he's been out doing some night hunts and things like that. I say doing night hunts because hunting doesn't necessarily mean
In the daytime only. No, you got to get after it in the dark, man. That's when the best time of hunting happens.
That's right. So, speaking of that, if I could ask you guys, did you guys start off inspired to do night hunts first or start a business in thermal optics first? Like, how did you guys get into it? Like, what were your ambitions? How did you start? Where did you start? Where are you at today, and what are your ambitions for the future?
Oh, man, he has such a loaded question, didn't he? I'll try to take most of this, and then I'll have Justin kind of hop in here. So, Jason Price here with Feral Texas Outdoors. I'm the owner along with my wife, Jessica. So I need to give a shout out to her. Otherwise, she'll scream, and she's watching this too. So I got to give my wife a shout out.
She'll be commenting middle fingers.
She is just exactly. Yeah. How many curse words are we allowed during this thing?
We are uncensored. This is a raw, uncensored podcast.
Yeah,
this is not for churches or children.
Yeah, it is not. This is the adult crowd. Good, because we're gonna have a lot of fun with this today.
We sure are.
Yeah, my wife is a business partner with me, and So how I started in all this, essentially, it was back in 2017. My dad came to me and said, "Hey, all of our hay fields are getting destroyed. I think we have wild pigs." It just looked like bombs went off. It looked like mortar fire, artillery shells. Yeah, there's just you did jump off in there and you'd be knee deep in a hole. So I bought me my first thermal scope. It was an Armasight back in the day, in their heyday. And we went out there and learned how to use that scope. It was definitely a learning curve. Then we figured out, hey, well, suppressors were really, really helpful as well. And this is kind of as thermal is starting to take off. So I started, this is also where YouTube started to take off as well, really getting more mainstream.
We're dating ourselves here.
Yes, I figured out how to upload videos to YouTube. And I was doing content and posting up videos, and then some other thermals came out. And I was contacted by AGM Global Vision. I said, "You're doing all this content stuff. Why aren't you selling this product?" And I said, "Well, I never really thought about that." And then that was my first thermal company that I picked up. I remember starting out with $15,000 was my startup money that I started this business with back in 2017. Yeah. I'm growing this stuff to multi-million-dollar business now.
From 15,000 to
and it was an uphill struggle. And having our retail location now, and then having Justin come on board, I mean, it was a long way to go, and it was a lot of fun. But AGM had supported me actually from the very beginning. Very good friends with the owners over there. The owners of AGM actually were the owners of Armasight as well, so I'd already knew their products. We already knew them very well. Yeah. Good friends with those folks over there, and had a blast. Started that business where we were selling online, and then went to the retail location. But I essentially, exactly. Yeah, I was having people come to my house and showing up with cash, and my wife and I was like, we just can't do this. We gotta have a store location. People don't even know where we live, and so we had to change that up a little bit, and we had a retail location here for the last. We're over in Holland, so we're in Central Texas, so 2 hours from everybody. But I don't know. It's been over 4 years, 5 years. Yeah. And we've outgrown that location, and now breaking ground next month on a new store location where we'll have Feral Texas Outdoors with the optics, and then Feral Texas Armory, where my future son-in-law is going to be having a gun shop.
Wow. So you guys are going to be
so a little bit of everything.
That goes towards our future plans of what we're doing and expanding, and we'll have a full retail space, but we will be the largest retailer of thermal and night vision optics in the state of Texas you can go to. Yep. And that's what our future plans is, and we'll maintain that, and then expanding about what we offer as well. So it's been a lot of fun. I get a lot of guys that call me, and they ask, why don't you sell this? Why don't you sell that? And
didn't make the cut.
Hey, I'm going to ask you a question. Here we go. I'm going to dive in.
I was just about to take this whole thing over, Ben. I was talking the next half hour straight.
Hear me out here, because I got lots of friends in the hunting and fishing industry, small businesses, right? And here's the thing, man. We all have, say, apparel, or you have a product that you sell or whatever. And like for me, I'm going to give you an example. We got a shirt. I'm just making an example. And we have it in black. And you sell it in black, and you're trying to kind of start something going and say, hey, I got this product. Hey, man, why don't you guys put that shirt in white? And you got it in white, but how about polka dots? So then you make it in polka dots, and then they're like, hey, man, I like the polka dots, but what about stripes?
Justin, what do I hate more? Anything.
Yeah. Well, I'll never forget. I mean,
I hate selling T-shirts. I hate selling apparel.
I get it, man.
He hates the hats, the shirts, anything along the apparel line. Oh, Jason, don't ask him about it. Don't ask him for a free hat. He'll tell you to go pound sand before anything else.
I hate having hats, because somebody's always got an opinion, or they ask for what, or ask for this, and I was like, hey,
why do you do a patch? Well, that's the only thing the damn logo turns out good on. So don't worry about it, dude. Just buy it if you want it.
Buy it if you want to support. If you don't,
I'll get some special requests. I'll get some special requests. But my newest hat that we're going to come out with, I'm kind of proud of that one.
Yeah, that happened by accident, but it's all good. Yeah.
Well, you guys got some good-looking hats on right now, and I know you guys sell them in your store. So if you guys are in the Central Texas area, anywhere in Texas, you have to stop by Feral Texas Outdoors. They are the premier thermal optic store in Texas. They're going to be the largest. I feel like they got the market locked in, because they got the best products for hunting at night. They got the best, everything you guys can find, and I'll let them dive into what you can find in their store and whatnot. But before I do that, Justin, I have a question for you. Jason went a little bit into kind of where you guys started. How did you end up with Feral Texas Outdoors, and how long have you been with them?
So I've been with them full time for 1 year. I think
you were part time before that.
Yeah, April 1st was my 1 year date from going full time. But before that, it was kind of just a side gig. You know, I was just a part time employee there, helping them out with shipments, especially during like the winter time when the business is booming, and you know we got large shipments coming in, and we got to turn all that product around, and it's going right back out the door the same day. So I'd go in, help them. At the time, I was actually a teacher and baseball coach at a town next over, doing all that, and you know I enjoyed it.
Were you a winning baseball coach?
Absolutely. All right. I'll never be. Yeah, we can never be a loser here. But no, I was doing that, and then when I got off, if we didn't have practice or something, I'd go over there, help Jason out, do all that, and clean up the store a little bit, and then you know one thing led to another, and then here I am on my 1 year anniversary, April 1st, to being a full-time employee. So
look at that.
We've appreciated him for sure.
Yeah, everything kind of just fell into place. Everything was meant to be at the time, you know. I'm glad it happened when it did, because it's been awesome. It's been a fun experience, meeting a bunch of new people, a lot of new opportunities, getting to do things that
and
you know
just
you really
getting where
enjoy.
people call the store and they don't even ask for me. They're like, "Hey, is Justin there?" It's like, "Yeah, sure, he's here. Yeah, sure." Yeah,
A lot of 90% of the time, you know, it's probably somebody I talked to before, somebody that I know. I see a lot of guys that come in the store. They're like, oh, "Dang, I didn't know you worked here, man." But the reason why is that because since I was I think I was a freshman or sophomore, I think it was 2014 when I started hosting a varmint tournament. And we started out, hell, I still remember I could count on both my hands how many teams we had show up. And I thought it was the coolest thing that I would win my own tournament and make $200 back and my gas money and whatever else I spent throughout the night hunting. And then, you know, every year it slowly got bigger and bigger. And then kind of split ways with the partner I was doing those things with, brought that all over to Feral Texas Outdoors and Hunting After Dark. And I think, hell, this past year we had 101 teams in our Feral Texas Outdoors hunt and 129 in the Hunting After Dark tournament. So it's just a lot of faces that you see through the industry, and you know all the guys hunting at night are all the guys hunting your tournaments and stuff. So you just
that sounds like a success to me.
Yeah, you put two and two together.
Doing these things and getting them together, I let Justin run the whole deal. It's like I don't really have my hand in it. Even when they call, I kind of like, hey, let me check with Justin. I mean, he's full autonomy on running these things because he's done so well at running these tournaments. People trust him. They're like, him officiating the whole thing is he's gained that trust of these hunters. And I mean, there's some sticklers.
Thieves,
there's some real a-holes where it's like it's got heated.
This past year was probably one of the roughest years that we've had, competition-wise, and just hosting it. You know, people are just getting so damn picky about how things are being ran. And one year you could have a success from top to bottom, and then the next year you do the same thing, and they don't like something. So it's just something that's evolving and changing every single year.
But they respect enough. They still come back. I mean, they understand. It's like, you know, you do very, very well at acknowledging their concerns. And it's like, you know what, we'll take that into consideration. And you do, and you've taken feedback and changed things before too. Yeah. And you're good about taking feedback. You don't tell people to go pound sand, you know.
Yeah, pretty much. It's like, you know, you listen to them, you know, they'll bitch you out for 30 seconds. And, all right, man, I'll take that into consideration. Next year we'll make the changes. And then 2 weeks later, here they come in the store wanting to buy a new thermal type of deal. So the relationships that have been built, you know, between the hunts and the retail store, it's just, you know, that's helped us out tremendously.
Well, I mean, you running that hunt, I mean, just your reputation in that alone is that, you know, we're even well respected by other hunts that are going on. They ask you, what do you think, or want to work with us.
Yeah. And so it's been fun, man. Absolutely. You know, just building all that up and incorporating it together with, you know, a tournament that's designed to have fun and give you some competitiveness between everybody, and then a business that, you know, pays your bills, you know, bringing them together and incorporating them. It's been a fun deal to put together there.
We got to witness firsthand your raccoon
I forgot about the
that
coon
we
hunt,
entered,
man.
and you know, I've done a lot of fishing in my life. I've done a lot of tournaments. We've ran, my wife and I have ran kayak tournaments to boating tournaments.
Yeah.
We do an annual tournament, and Man, that was hectic to watch you guys do that. That's a whole different.
It gets
world.
crazy.
Well, that's
It's
the fun
wild.
hunt. That's the one where I'm like going to the guys like, you don't need to take this serious. Like,
Yeah.
it's just a raccoon.
That's like, at that point.
if y'all getting too serious about it, like we ain't doing it. It's like, just go out. It's one of those that hunt's what we call the fun hunt because it's go get with your buddies.
Yeah.
Everybody can find a raccoon. Go hang out, go have a good time, go take the kids with you, take the wife with you, and go shoot a bunch of coons and come in here. You win some, you don't some. You get to just at least have the camaraderie with everybody else that's around. So we want to try to keep doing the fun hunt, but we've had some people get just a little.
It's been
too
pushed to its
serious about
limits.
it.
I mean, I think we went from 27 teams the last 2 years, and then up until this year, I think
That
it
was
was like
crazy.
70 teams, and those guys, I mean,
5 coons,
The team
70 teams.
yeah, the team that won it,
Man.
the dude just got done spending, I think, $7,000 on his scope, and he was like, man, I got to win some of that money back. He was like, I can't be spending this much. My wife's gonna kill me.
What was the pot for that? Like, I mean, just out of curiosity.
Oh, it was pretty.
70 times 200.
Do you think that guy made
Yeah.
his money back?
Yeah, but I think he had a 4-man team, so he had to split it 4 ways.
Nah,
and so
man.
at the end of the day, I mean, he still made in the thousands, but
That's
he
cool,
probably didn't
man.
make
Yeah,
his
but it was a
full
stride
money.
forward.
Yeah, I mean, and that was I
Wow.
think his first tournament he's won since he had started doing it. So
Yeah.
he's made progress. It's been crazy because he comes into the store. Hell, it's probably once every couple months he'll come in there and talk about it, what his game plan is for this weekend, this and that. And I'm like, yeah, man, get after it, keep trying. But that's the only way you're gonna have success is
Yeah.
keep getting after it. So
Heck yeah.
it's been fun to watch all that evolve and come together.
Yeah, I mean, and we have that location where we can keep up with these guys. They come in there. Sometimes they come in to visit, and that's what we want to keep going to. It's like you may not even buy something. They want to look somewhere, ask us a question, just want to come in and BS about the tournaments or things that are coming up. And everybody's always welcome. And that's why we're so excited about the new location is we'll have more room. I want to put a bar in the corner.
Yep.
I want to have. We're gonna have 2 hoots. We're gonna
Sounds
get
like our
2
kind of
hoots
spot
on tap.
already, Ben.
I'm
yeah.
already there, man.
Yeah,
We'll
it's
make
like-
sure the Lone Star's there. No
Lone
problem.
Star Light, please.
We've already got us.
I'm a classy man, damn it.
Yeah, we've already
Make
got us
sure
a
she's
retire.
right.
We got us a retiree already lined up. That's ready just to hang out in the store.
Yeah, that's what it's kind of turned into. The store is, the retired hangout. We get a couple old guys that come in there, and I love Doug to death, but the man was at the door at 12:01, and he didn't leave until like 2:30. And we talked about from top to bottom, left to right, whatever you want to talk about. He damn sure talked about it, but hey, it's all right. That's why we do it. I mean, we enjoy those guys.
We got
coming in
a
and-
norm is what I would call it. From the older people in Cheers, we got a norm, and so yeah,
Gotcha. Everybody
Yeah.
knows his name.
yeah, everybody knows Doug's
But yeah,
name.
he's a
and-
customer, so I mean, yeah, the dude spent plenty of money with us, so we don't mind him coming in and talking to us.
That's
taking our
awesome. And
time.
anybody coming there, BS.
That's
I mean,
cool.
we got other guys. We got our regulars that come through once a month, come in there and come talk to us about stuff and ask us what we think and.
Yep.
Just all the topics about night hunting, and we're always welcome to that, and it's always a blast because you get some insights into what's going on. That's a non-biased insight. Essentially, they're coming to you and telling you, hey, what do they see? What do they think's going on?
Yeah.
Instead of just us all internally and siloed, and so we always take that feedback and what people tell us and what we're doing, what someone else is doing. Why don't you try this? I mean, there's always pretty open about things,
Yeah.
and we like people coming in and chatting with us.
Well, I got a little feedback for you guys. So I have been following you guys for a while. I thoroughly enjoy your videos that you guys put on YouTube where you actually break down the product in your hand. And what I like about your videos versus other product reviews and all that stuff is I see a lot of videos. I watch a lot of YouTube, and that's really how I learned how to rebuild a 350 small block Chevy and all that stuff. Some
Lazy in
7-year-old
bed at
kid.
night doing watching YouTube.
Some 7-year-old kid's gonna show me how to, rewire a transmission or something.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
they do all that stuff. But you see what I did there? There's no wires on a transmission. But I watch the YouTube videos and I see what you guys do different than other videos and stuff. And what I like about your videos is you got the guys who kind of do like an unboxing, and they'll talk about the features of the optic, and they'll point to a button and what that button does, and that's great. But you guys know the technology and what, like the depth of that you guys go in for every product. It's really insightful to someone who has no clue about thermal optics, and you guys don't insult anyone's intelligence by, like kind of going in. You'd be like, hey, if you have this knowledge and you know it, great. If you don't, I'm about to break it down. And you guys do that from the beginning to the end. I've been so informed by your videos. I really want to give you guys kudos for how you guys do that. Robert, you got a thermal optic, and we've talked about it before, hunting, about how you kind of look at their videos and kind of learn how to sight them in and do all that stuff. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, they're pretty. I mean, a lot of the technology that has came out is just unreal. Of course, I'm still pretty new, and like you guys, to this thermal world. I've got an AGM that I started off with, and I didn't know what I was getting into. I went to a gun show, and, you know, you've got the guy that's got the whole table full of them, and he's throwing at you whatever, potentially what he cannot sell, and he says, here's the deal, and take it, and that's where I landed. That's where I started. I've got the 19256, which I looked through it, and I'm like, man, this thing is great, but then again, I've never had a thermal. So I took it home. I'm in the front yard, you know, I'm putting it on the gun, putting it on the next gun, going out with these guys, and the technology that's in these things is just unreal what you can do. You can video the stuff. You can, you know, you just control it from your phone and whatnot, but it does get confusing for the non-techie guys, what we say.
And which you were very tech savvy, and I have to lean on you for helping me out and stuff, but together we get to lean on those videos, and they break it down. I mean, I was able to sight in my AGM with you guys just telling me step by step how to do it, and I thought it was amazing. I want to give you guys that kind of pat on the back just to say, hey.
Well,
the fact that you're welcoming in the shop. Anybody can come in, whether you don't or don't know. I mean, it's an investment.
How do you guys do that? How do you take a customer who comes in there and they've never really used an optic, they don't know anything about optics? Like, how do you take that from, say, the guy who comes in there and is like, I don't know what I'm doing. Like, how do you tailor their needs and then make sure they're leaving with something that kind of meets their needs?
I'll let Justin get part of that, but I'm going to kind of get to your first part where you're talking about how we do our reviews. I mean, at Feral Texas Outdoors on our YouTube channel on there, what we do is I like to call them down and dirty. That's the way I like reviews. I don't like to sit here and get all the fluff and talk for 30 minutes. I mean, I hate it. Not that I have ADD or anything. It's just like, hey, I need the brass tacks on what this thing does so I can watch the next video and figure out what I need, what I really want.
Nobody wants to see you cut cellophane. Just cut
I mean, it's like, I don't care. It's like, here it is, guys. Bam. There we go. I mean, we call it down and dirty. So I'll sit there and I'll talk fast. I mean, I don't talk slow on those reviews. I'll go boom. I'm like, here's all the features that you need to know. There you go. And this is what it has, if it's upgraded or not upgraded from something before. And we leave the podcast, the Hunting After Dark, when we do some product stuff over there, we leave that to be the 30, 45-minute talking about
long format content.
The long format stuff. So people have an option of which way they want to go, where we can do it more where we're cutting up and cussing and, you know, talking about tearing it up or whatever, you know, and stuff like that, to where someone likes that more of that personal feel where they're getting to know Justin and myself on the podcast style. But for the most part of the reviews, like, we're down and dirty, here it is, and then we do all the field test footage. Just we field test everything, whether it's Justin doing it or myself. We pride ourselves that every single optic that's out there, we have looked through it, we took it in the field, we shot coyotes with it, we shot pigs with it, we try to do both. We try to take it in the worst conditions and the best conditions.
That's another thing. I got to give you guys that. The YouTube videos that you guys put out, you'll give it high humidity, low humidity, fog, no fog, rain, no rain. All the variants are there, so I can see it before I go and make the purchase. I can see how it does in those conditions,
see what
and
it's
that's
gonna be.
crazy because I don't think people understand how hard that is to do, how many hours it takes to kind of put that content together. And you guys are out there doing it, and I got to give you credit.
Because usually our field test footage will be longer than me talking. And it's like, you can advance it, you can not. But I do. The one thing that people say to me is that you've got a 1-minute intro. I said, yeah, that's the advertisement for the business.
Hey, great intro, by the way. I'll give you.
Well, that's the thing is, I said, would you like me to have Google, YouTube ads? You know, would you rather have that where you're locked in, you can't advance the video, you're 30 seconds to a minute locked in on advertisement.
Then you got a video of dick pills coming out, and you're like, well, why am I watching this?
Yes, or your alopecia for women. Here's your injection, once a month. But no, I was like, that's the freedom of this. It's like, I do not do an ad-based format on any of our YouTube channels, and I never will. And now you'll get an ad from us talking about thermal and night vision optics, but that's it. But I do get some people on there saying, oh, your 1-minute intro. I was like,
that's right.
What would you prefer?
Deal with it, buddy.
And you can just advance it. Just go to 1 minute and you're done. You're ready to go. It's to get to the nitty gritty. And so we do get some of that. But no, as far as people that come into the store, I'll let Justin talk about that, about how our process is, because we do it both the same way. Whether you talk to him or you talk to me, we still do the same process.
Right on. No, absolutely, man. I'd tell you to pull your phone out and show me your bank account and see how much you can spend.
That's one way of going about it.
Well, you drive and today. Let's look at it.
Yeah.
Empty
Like
your
a used car salesman. Yeah.
Empty your pockets. Show me your phone. Let me see what you got. Let's check your ride out.
That's
See,
like
see
this
what,
guy's
see what we
just
can
gonna
do.
go to the corner and get that Fox light with the red. There you
That's
go.
right.
Yeah,
No, man. But whenever they come in, is definitely there's a few questions that Jason and I tend to ask them. Is usually what's their purpose going to be for this thermal? What are they wanting to do? They got pigs tearing up their pastures. They got coyotes that are eating their chickens, or fox, or what's going on. What situation do you need this for? And then once you kind of break that down for them, and they kind of tell you what you want to kind of know to help them break it down, then we kind of ask them, okay, well, what price point you looking to stay at? What's going to be your top dollar? And then, yeah, it kind of looks like we go straight to your top dollar, but we want you to get the best bang for your buck.
Well, we usually go one above and one below. I mean, we always do that too.
Weigh your options. Okay, hey, this one is within $100 of your budget, and then hey, this one is $150 over your budget. Check these out. These are going to be kind of where you need to be at for what you're wanting to do with them.
Right.
And we kind of let them. That's the benefit of having the retail store. It's like, all right, here's one of this unit. Here's one of this unit. Take them outside. Take a look at them.
This
tell me
is
what you
the
think.
stayed married option. This is the divorced option.
Yeah, I was gonna say, if she calls up here crying, I don't know who you are, man. I might hang up on you.
Oh man, it is so funny though, because people ask us. I said, "You want to know how much honey don't know money goes to this store?" I said, "It is a ton." Where the bank wants to know what we are doing every month.
Yeah,
it is. It is hilarious because they'll sit there and be like, "Yeah, I want the credit card receipt. Make sure it says 2,000, even though I spent 4,000."
Man, I always say, if my wife were to ever sell what I told her I spent on the stuff, I'd be.
You better tell her to call me. I'm coming to get a deal.
Yeah, because
I'm coming to get me a deal.
If she sold all my stuff for what I told her I spent on it, I mean, I'd be selling all my stuff for fractions of what it. So
do you want an emailed receipt, sir? Oh no, I don't want an emailed receipt. You give me that paper one, I can go hide somewhere.
You get them to call. They'll be like, "Hey, can y'all do split payment?
Yeah.
2 different cards. I don't want my wife to see all the expense on this card." Yeah, absolutely, man. We'll break that payment in half for you.
We get them bank
Sometimes
envelopes.
Thirds. Yeah.
Bank envelopes, stuff rolled up, and rubber bands we get a little leery about.
Yeah, I had one today. He came in. He had
depending on the accent, right?
We had rubber.
We love our brothers down south.
Yeah. Hey, we hadn't seen them in a while. I'm gonna call them up, man. I don't know what's going on down there, but
where are they going, man? We got to get them back up here.
We got some brothers and some cousins down there that run around.
And somebody's getting supplied somewhere, because I promise you they don't need 15 of them things. And they damn sure been putting a hurting on them. But they ain't been up here in a while. They may have either gotten busted or.
I don't know what they're hunting, but they're hunting something.
Yeah, it's, hey, y'all do what y'all
we
do.
always joke around about it, but it's him and all his relatives. They all get together. They all go out and hunt. They go out and shoot a bunch of pigs down in South Texas, and they have a blast. And they're real cool guys. But
they're super respectful. They come. I mean,
they're awesome guys. But
I mean, truthfully, that's where I cut my teeth hunting, man. I grew up in South Texas. I know all those regions. I know all the holes in the fences. I know where to go. I know where not to go.
Yeah, I mean, it's those big Nilgai guys. I mean, they're down here buying thermals now. I mean, it's getting to where it's so commonplace now to where they're coming up here and they're wanting to look through everything. It's like, we want to go shoot Nilgai at night. That's what it is. I mean, those guys are making money.
Oh yeah, like a lot of them, they're shooting. We got guys shooting Axis with them, Nilgai, black buck, all of them exotics that you're able to shoot, daytime or nighttime.
Right, year round.
It's good to see that y'all are kind of rolling into it, because a lot of this used to be an oddity or a specialty, and now there's so many brands out there, so many different.
And it's becoming affordable now. A lot of guys don't realize until they walk in the store. They're like, "Man, I was coming." Thinking I was gonna have to spend $8,000 to $10,000. Not realizing that they can get a good thermal for $2,500 and shoot coyotes at the 200 yards, shoot pigs 300 yards.
I mean, those guys we get coming in there, it's like there's nowhere in the state where you can walk in and see $100,000 worth of product there that you can just sit there and look through, because we tell them, and we told the guys today that came in, we're like, listen, it's like, I don't have to sell you a certain optic. I was like, I'm not like a gun dealer that's got like 5 or 6 scopes or somewhere trying to push something on you. I said, I'll sell you whatever you want. I said, but here's all the options. I'm like, we're never trying to force you into something that you don't need.
You can pick that one.
I mean,
whichever one you want.
It doesn't matter to us.
Me. If you think that's what's going to fit your needs best, go for it.
But I never, when neither one of us ever try to push someone into a particular optic, because that's what we have. Yeah. We could sit there and have a stack of them in the back, and we would definitely have a preference, but it's just whatever fits their needs. I mean, we try not to upsell or downsell somebody on something. It's like whatever's going to fit for what they want to do, and we give them realistic, conservative estimates on stuff too. It's like, well, I want to shoot 400 yards. I'm like, well, do you You got about $4,000? Well, no. I said, well, let's cut that down. Let's try to work with you. And that's what we do with everybody. Find something that was the perfect fit for me. But I've not had anybody that's come into the store come back and say that they did not find the perfect optic for them.
Yeah, I mean,
Never. Now, online
very,
people
very
just buy
uncommon.
stuff online, but if we talk to somebody, very rarely have I ever had someone come back and say we didn't find the right optic.
Yeah,
If
99%
we take
of the
them outside,
complaints.
yeah, we look at them. I mean, they see them in person.
Yeah. If anything, the complaint is like, oh, well.
Wish I would have upgraded.
That or, well, months later, something happened to it. I was like, well, that's part of it. It's technology.
I'm getting divorced.
Well,
Yeah.
maybe
Oh,
you
you
shouldn't
have
be
that.
out there torture testing
my
these
truck.
things.
Oh, my truck broke down. I'm like,
Yeah, sorry, my house burned down. I remember that one.
yeah, we get house burned down probably about 10, 15 times out of the year.
I'm like, sorry, bud. I mean,
We're not being ugly.
you
Don't
got-
get us wrong. We're
yeah.
not being ugly about it, but it's just funny. We get kind of the same
But
thing.
you guys are not the insurance company.
Well,
like, why are they coming?
Well,
out?
that's the whole thing. It's like we
Exactly.
realize the insurance is gonna pay for it. I mean,
Yeah.
they claim it, but the thing is too is like we're in this area. It's like 10, 15 houses burning down a year, and all of them got
yes.
thermals in them.
Yeah, so that's why you gotta buy it safe, man.
Yeah, this isn't Robstown, Texas.
Yeah, we're not burning everything down for the insurance money, but
Yeah,
So yeah,
trying to make a
we
couple
get some
bucks.
fun. We get some fun stuff come across the store. I know that's probably off topic of what you want us to talk about, but
That's
it
all
gets
good.
it gets to be fun. But I think everybody coming in the store is always pretty awesome. We got awesome customers. We got great people that come in, and I haven't fired anybody in person.
No, it's been a
No,
while since you've done
no,
that in
No,
general.
online, yeah, we've fired some people.
Yeah, all
It's
over
kind
the
of hard to
phone.
have hard customers when you basically got a candy store and everybody's coming in to look at candy. So
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah, we've had some people that just unfortunately, you can't please everybody. You can't make it to
everybody
what they
happy. I
want
mean,
things to be sometimes.
No,
And
you
I
can't.
and I try so hard. I really do. They'll be cussing me out, and I'll be real patient and try to work with them. And I will never forget one. I'm gonna tell one story.
Oh boy.
I will tell one
I
story.
love it. Bring it.
Optic worked perfectly fine. It was great. Just worked flawlessly. No issues with that whatsoever. But in shipping, the box was crushed a little bit.
They Ace
on a
Ventura that
corner.
son of a bitch.
It was pretty much.
The corner of the box was crushed itself. So I contacted the manufacturer, said, "Can I get a new box?" No. The customer contacts the manufacturer. "Can I get a new box?" They're like,
Oh, the box
No.
of the product, not the,
the
shipping.
product box. Like
Yeah,
you
gotcha.
get a scope in a box. Like
Yeah.
it was not damaged. The shipping box itself is just, in shipping, you could pat it all you want to, but you kind of get a corner that's just like a little crushed in.
Sure.
Like, the corner was pointy sharp. Now it's dulled a little bit.
There you go.
No, he wanted to return the whole scope because the box was not pristine.
Yeah, he wanted because he saves boxes.
He saves boxes from when he resells them. I was like, I understand a little bit. It's like, I'm sorry, sir. I can't get the box. I can't. You contacted, and I was like, I contact my rep. I said, if I had an empty box around here that just had something random, I would send it to you. I said, I just can't get it for you. I was like, I'm really trying. And then he started chewing me up down. I said, sir, I can't help OCD. He's like, what? I was like, I can't help OCD behavior, sir. I was like, I can't help you on that. Yeah. And that was probably the only real argument I had on the phone that I could not fix. I couldn't help him. I didn't know what to do for the guy. He was just so adamant about it.
Yeah,
And so that guy got fired. But the optic worked great. But he was going to return the
pissed 'cause
whole
his
thing.
box, man. Damn
It's
it, the damn
pristine. Got to
box.
have that box in pristine. I mean, I don't know. I don't keep any boxes. I mean, maybe
try
I'm just
not
one of the
to.
weird. Maybe I'm one of the weird guys, or I just worry about the clutter and stuff
I
like
see how
that.
fast I can get rid of that thing.
Just
before
throw
I
that
even
box
think
in the
about
trash.
keeping
Like, hey,
it.
we're gonna
Yeah.
run this thing, and that's this thing forever. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. But that was the one guy that I could not make it work. I tried so hard.
Well, that says a lot about your business and what you guys do to make the customer feel like the customer's right. Because if your biggest story that you can remember is a dented corner of a box, that says a lot. And I've been to your store. I've seen, the way it's laid out. I've seen all the different product lines you guys have. And I may be a little biased because I go in there and I see the stuff that I like. But, I mean, I would imagine you guys have done your research on what it is that's selling, what it is that's kind of, you stand by your product because you've tested everything. But maybe give us a breakdown of, like, some of the products you guys have in your store.
I mean, as far as products, I mean, we don't bring anything into the store. You could think of it like a Cabela's. You could think of it like an Academy. There are things that sell, and that's what they're going to put on the shelf. Some of that is true for us. Now, there are things that I know would probably sell, but we still don't bring them on because the price or the quality of the optic or the customer service does not match up to our expectation.
Yeah, absolutely.
We don't do this bringing on people that you're calling foreign countries for customer service. We don't bring on companies that we will call them. Like, we will call the company and we'll say, hey, I need help with this thermal. I need help with this scope. And if it's not an American that answers the phone, and it's not somebody that we could get a hold of, like all these companies that we carry, I know who's going to pick up the phone and text services. I know exactly who to get a hold of if you talk to somebody. If something goes wrong, something says, you start saying, hey, they're telling me it's BS, I will call them directly and I will figure out how to get a hold of them. And I will talk to them myself. I'll say, this is who called you. They called on Tuesday. This.
Yeah.
And we don't bring on companies that I can't do that.
Yeah, the nice thing that is like all the major manufacturers that we carry in the thermal side, they're located here in Texas. That's even
their customer service and a lot of their sales stuff is here on the U.S. side, even though they may be getting it overseas. Yeah. But a lot of their stuff's here in the state of Texas. You know, we've been to some of these facilities ourselves. We'll go up there, but do all these companies do it right every time? No. I mean, there's times where there are mess ups. There's somebody new. There's somebody just having a bad day. And we'll have to go and we'll have to play a little bit of the referee a little bit. Because, I mean, sometimes that stuff does happen, and we try to get that worked out between the manufacturer. Because we are kind of your broker for the most part. We will send you over to the manufacturer a lot of time, but we will play the broker if something just totally can't get understood between yourself as the customer and that manufacturer. Yeah. And we'll go in, we'll step in when we need to. And we don't want to bring on certain companies that the quality is not up to par with everybody else, and then the price point is more expensive. And we have owners come in and want to meet with us all the time, want us to pick up their products, and we don't pick them up. It's like, listen, you do not have the infrastructure of what my customers expect, and I'm not going to do your customer service for you. Yeah. I'm not going to do your tech services for you. I said, if you have no one that can take care of those two things for the customer themselves directly from the company, which is because, I mean, if my TV goes wrong, I'm not calling Walmart. I'm calling Hisense, or my cheap TV. I'm calling Samsung.
I'll show you true colors now.
Yeah, it's all Sony guts.
Yeah. I mean, I'm calling them.
Roku.
But the thing is, I know when I call Samsung or Hisense or whoever, I'm not going to get anybody that's going to help me. And so that's the thing that I think is important when it comes to optics. When you are spending thousands of dollars,
amen,
that you can get a hold of someone that speaks English. They're located. I mean, I will tell you I shouldn't probably pick out one company.
Well, I know one that's really close by, and I think it's cool that you can. I look up the company, and I say, what am I buying? Where are they at? And what can I expect when I make this purchase? Because I think people, when they're buying things, they got to do their diligence and see where they're at, where they're based out of. And then it kind of gives you an idea of, for instance, I'm going to Feral Texas Outdoors. I'm going to buy these optics. Where are they getting them from, and who are they talking to? I personally, and everyone that knows how I do business, I love to support local. And I think it's super important, and I think you guys are doing the same thing, and I think it's great.
Yeah, no, absolutely. That's the biggest thing is the customer service, because, I mean, that's probably and I don't know, I wouldn't say our most. Yeah, because I can't
help you do a return RMA and things like that. Customer service has to be able to do that with the customer, because the customer's upset. Yeah. You have to have good customer service people that be like, don't worry about it. We will take care of you. You got a warranty, send it to us. Here's a label. Let's take care of it.
Yeah, and like I said, we probably get a handful of customer service calls a day, if it's something that we can help them with or something that they can't figure out with the manufacturer. And so, I mean, some of them are super, super simple questions that they've got. We can answer them 30 seconds, be off the phone. But then some of them takes a little more work to get them resolved. But at the end of the day, that's why they come to us, because we're going to give them everything we got on our side to be able to get them taken care of.
And we have dropped one manufacturer 2 years ago, and then this past year we dropped another one. Yeah. Just because they're not up to par, they're too expensive for what they are. Or they don't respond, or they don't tell the truth about things. It's like,
they get aggressive back toward you. It's like, come on, bro. I'm giving you money, and you're gonna throw a fit to me. It's like,
we need you to be a quality company, and if you can't meet those standards, then we'll drop you and we'll move on. And so there's nothing at the store that I would not personally use myself. Yeah. That there's nothing there in their store that we carry that I would not sit out there and I'd go put on a gun and go run with anybody. I mean, I tell people always ask me what I run.
I was just about to ask you that.
I don't.
I was about to get down and dirty.
I'm going to tell you right now. I do
literally
not.
the $1 million
I do not own a personal thermal
Okay.
myself.
All
I
right.
do not own it. My wife does. My wife has her own thermal.
Well, what does she use, and what's her go-to?
She uses a little multi-roll thermal that's it's like it can be a clip-on and be dedicated. It's real small. It's called a RH25. It's a micro. It's a mini thermal.
A petite thermal for a petite woman.
Yes.
All right,
So
I like
she can take it. She can go bang it around, and she's able to use it and put it on whatever she wants. But as far as me, I do not have a personal thermal. And they asked, "What are you running right now?" I said, "I could be running $1,000 thermal, or I could be running a $7,000
That's like
thermal.
whatever
But
the
since-
hell I want.
but-
Do you guys have a Do you guys have a preference as far as the size? I know. I think one of you kind of goes AR platform. One of you goes, bolt action. Like,
Yeah.
I run the crap ones, and Justin runs the expensive ones.
He always gives me
Always.
shit about that, but he's the first one to give them to me. He's like, "Here, run this." I'm like, "All right, hey, I'm not gonna tell you no on running a 1280. I'm all about it." Then he's like, "I guess I'll run this 640." I was like, "Well, damn, be glad it ain't 384."
I'm running
256.
384, 256 over here, and he's running 4 times the resolution. I'm like, "Hey, what's that?" I'm like a kid in there. I'm like,
Yeah.
it's like, are we there yet? And I was like, "Hey, what's that?"
Yeah.
It's an armadillo. Shut up.
Don't get me started on armadillo.
It's a coon. It's a coon. So
Yeah.
I'm like,
It's a
"Oh,
rabbit.
I
It's a
sure-
bear.
rabbit.
It's a bear.
You sure it's right there at 2:00? Yes.
Yeah.
It's
I was like, I seen him 5 minutes ago. I was like, I done passed him up, moved on to something else.
So I'm going to get into a little bit of kind of things from my perspective as far as like my experience behind the glass. All right, and I'm gonna throw some things out there and ask you guys if you are.
Yeah, it's got me nervous. I'd have cracked a new one open.
Yeah. No, this is just good stuff, and I think the followers would like to know kind of maybe some insight to this. So, like, my personal experience behind the glass is, it is tough to get used to the depth perception when you are hunting behind a thermal. What is it about depth perception that
You
you
got to
can?
spend another $1,000 to get what you
Yeah.
want.
So like,
Well, yeah. I mean,
Minimum.
and the whole thing is it's about base magnification. Magnified optics. I mean, a one base thermal, you could see perfectly fine and have a 1-for-1 essentially perception. But when you go 2.5, 2, 3, 4,
Yeah.
sometimes, I mean, you do have it messes
And
up
they
your
get
depth
way up
perception. And so with that, people ask about laser rangefinders. If you want to know what I do personally in the field, and it's because I hate carrying a bunch of crap. Like my tripod's super light. We carry it in there in the store, but we don't ever push it. But I run a tripod that weighs 2.3 pounds because I don't want to carry a lot of weight. Nice. I wear a strap. I do run AR platform because it's usually traditionally heavier. I'll strap it around me. But I will not wear a helmet setup most of the time. I have one. I bring it with us just in case, depending on the situation. What I will do is running in the field, I will always scan with my right eye. If I have a handheld, I will shoot with my right eye. My left eye, I call it the game of pirate. I will close my right eye when I'm walking.
we had a pirate on the podcast a couple of weeks ago.
Eye patch. But I'll tell you is it takes I can't remember the number now. Is it 20 minutes for your natural night vision to recover?
Right.
And so what I do is I will close my right eye and I preserve all of my left eye's natural night vision to navigate and walk around at night. Now, of course, really dark nights is hard to do, but the thing is that doesn't necessarily help with your depth perception when you're walking around at night. But I can kind of close my eye and I'm kind of looking with my bare eye. Sometimes if it's a moonlit night, I'm kind of look with my bare eye and not just look through the thermal. So sometimes I will look with my left eye and see, man, does that look like 100, 200 yards? But the thing is, on a dark night, you can't really pull that off very well. I mean, but that's also helping you navigate and walk around at night. But sometimes I will look with my bare naked eye and close one eye because if you have them both open, you can't. It throws you off. But that's the only trick I could probably give anybody besides running a laser rangefinder.
So one of the tactics I'll share, because I'm an expert at this, and I am the worst night hunter so far. I've self-proclaimed. I've come to share with my buddies. We go hunting with it. I'm like, bro, I suck at this. But what I do is the LRF, as I take it, and just like when you're bow hunting or something, spot some trees and kind of give yourself some distances. Say, hey, that's 75 yards, that's 100 yards, that's this, and mark it and know you're going to sit there and scan that area if it's a dense area, right? If it's open field, you can't really do that with any terrain association. But if it's something where you got some trees or some shrubs or something, you can kind of mark those out and say, okay, I know what 75 yards is. I know what 150 is. If I'm looking at something and I'm not in range, I know I got to move in or I got to call in and do all that. Yeah. While I'm talking tactics, Justin, we've talked a little bit about your experience out there getting after it at night.
Yep.
Can you share some tactics to me, and hopefully our followers can get a little bit like, look, is it I don't hunt on a full moon. I don't go out if it's rained the day before. I don't want you to give out all your secrets, but what can you share with followers that maybe want to increase their odds for success for hunting at night? I think Robert would like to hear this too.
Absolutely.
I would. I'll be honest with you. I'm probably the last person I would ask that
So
to.
you can't shoot anything sitting on the couch, right?
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't. If it's raining, it's probably not gonna happen. I'm just not gonna just do it because there's too much on the line for it. Especially shooting thermals.
That's tough.
One, that's not mine, and two, I definitely don't want to mess them up. And then three, I don't want to sit there and clean my gun. I'll be honest with you. I'll buy a new gun. They're like, make sure you clean it. And I start shooting it. Probably got 200 rounds.
I put a lot. I'm guilty of that.
I don't clean anything, and then when it stops working, I'm like, oh damn, I guess I should have cleaned it. But yeah, so hunting when it's raining, definitely not.
Okay.
Well, you got one secret, and it's the thing that I always say:
Which one?
we don't hunt weekends.
Oh.
Yeah. I mean, unless it's a tournament now. Okay,
The animals know, man.
Yeah, I mean, really, sometimes they do. Sometimes they do.
I mean, you think about it, about how much traffic. I mean, we're out at night all night, and we know our areas, and we see traffic during the Friday, Saturday, Sunday. There's people.
It's different. You could be, like I said, Monday through Thursday, you'll be out. You go down one county road and never see a soul, and then you go out Saturday, Sunday, and it's like I-35. It's ridiculous. But that is
because we call people. Jesus Christ, we ain't shooting no people out there at night.
Allegedly.
Coyotes.
Yeah.
I mean, coyotes running across roads. I mean, they ain't coming across the road if cars coming.
Well, the problem too is let's just say you're hunting behind somebody's house. What are they doing on the weekends? They're probably out having a good time. Throwing a little get together. We see that all the time.
That one place we went out there in Macefield, you and I pulled up to that gate in Cheyenne with us, and them neighbors were just getting after it.
I was just like, we drove like an hour and 10 minutes to get to this place. And,
Yeah.
And we pull up, open the gate, and it's just they are hammering down in the pasture over. I'm like, well, I think we just wasted an hour and 10 minutes of our time here. Ain't nothing gonna be out here, so. Yeah, the weekend hunting, if you can avoid it, I definitely wouldn't recommend doing it. But like I said, most of the guys, they're not, not bragging, but they don't work a week schedule like we do where we can hunt all night but not going to work till 12 noon.
Yeah, people get mad that we open up at 12, and I said, well, there's a reason
It's
we're
built like that because we're hunting at night and we'll sleep, we'll go to bed. Try to go no later than 5 a.m. so we can at least sleep till about 10 and then get
So
out
you
there.
open at 12. What time do you guys close? That's the key question.
5:30.
And that's important because there's a lot of businesses that close at 4 and all that stuff. And if I'm working, I can't get to your place of business and your business.
And that's what we'll leave Saturday like 9 to 1. We talked about with the new store, we're going to expand some hours because we'll have a little more room. Right now, we're kind of on top of each other. You don't get a lot of personal space and in the store with 3 of us there full time. So we're talking about maybe we might spend our hours. Thomas running the gun store next door, maybe running longer. So I don't know. We're still trying to figure out if we're going to change it up.
Yeah, there's been times to where we stay open later to, hey, you call us. They're like, hey,
I'm going to be there at 6 o'clock.
Yeah, I'm an hour. I just got off. It's 5 o'clock. I'll be there in an hour. 6 o'clock, I was like, hey, no problem, man. A lot of times we're usually there till 6:30, especially if it's the busy time of year. Then we've had guys said, hey, I'm coming in from Houston, just got off. It's about a 2.5 hour ride. You think you can stay there till 6:37? Yeah, man, absolutely. They're like, I know I want to buy this unit here to look at a few others.
Yeah, we've never run anybody off. And even if it's somebody that's just, we've had somebody sit there, show up at closing and sat there and ran through 3 different thermals.
Oh, yeah.
And left and bought nothing.
I've knocked on your door on a day you were closed and you guys let me in. So I just know how you guys
There's
operate.
just maybe boxes everywhere.
And while I was there, you guys got a call and you guys took another customer in. So it just shows me how you guys do business. So the business side, I think people know if I'm looking to get a thermal optic, I'm going to go check out Feral Texas Outdoors. Let's talk a little bit, and we're kind of running late on the time, and I'm gonna try to wrap it up here and try to kind of come. I'm going to ask you guys some other questions that are related to hunting. If you could hunt with anybody, bucket list hunt, I'll start with Jason. Who would you hunt with? You might have already knocked this one out.
I hate to say this because you're going to hear a bunch of subtle brags. Is when I started in this, I actually made it a very big point to meet all the big people in this industry. and we all know each other. Some of us talk more than others. Some, just kind of, they want to do their own thing. Some of them are a little bit of competition because we started getting to the TV thing. It was like Jeff Thomason, Predator Pursuit. We know each other. We say hi. We see each other in Vegas maybe every year. I mean, Chris Robinson, I will tell you right now, I will give you big props to Chris Robinson at Night Crew. That is one of the nicest people you will ever talk to. He has never set himself above anybody else. If anybody says different, I will fight you to the end of this day. That man will give you sound advice. But fuck you, Chris. told my wife at SHOT Show this past year about how she needs to buy another Louis Vuitton, and she went ahead and bought another damn Louis Vuitton because of Chris Robinson at Night Crew. Yeah. So because his wife had them, and now I have to go shoot a bunch of bobcats because his wife was running around with a bobcat vest on. So now I'm going to have to go find a bunch of bobcats that all look the same, and shoot them because of Chris Robinson. So I want to say, fuck you, Chris Robinson.
There you go.
So there's my one curse word I'm going to have to throw out there, and he'll laugh all about it. I mean, he'll think that's just hilarious. But he is one of the coolest people that I have met. And then we do stuff with Pigman and Pigman the series. He's a really cool guy. We did a bear hunt last year with just Junie, his wife, and then me and my wife. We did a bear hunt. And now this year, next month in the end of May, it's going to be him, Junie, my future son-in-law, my stepdaughter, Jessica, and myself. So all 6 of us are going to go for black bear hunting up in Manitoba. That was a blast. That was definitely one of the coolest people that I've met, and that we're friends. We call each other. We talk about stuff, different ideas. We ask about thermal things. He's a big archery expert. If people don't know this about me, but when I do day hunt, I bow hunt. And I'm actually not a bad bow hunter. I'm actually doing pretty good. I'm on TV a couple times shooting that bow. Even though people want to talk trash about all my stuff shooting a thermal, but I'm not bad on the bow hunting side.
Robert can relate to that a little bit.
Yeah. And so there's been a lot of people I've met. I'm trying to think if there's somebody else that I would like to meet that I haven't met. That I'd like to go hunt with.
I'm sitting over here trying to think. I don't watch no TV shows.
I mean, there's a lot of. I mean, there's some friends of mine I like to get out and go hunting with. Probably more than anything is like people that we interact with on the social media side or just calling the phones. I mean, there's some people of mine that we're so busy trying to get around that I'd like to go hunt. Just some of my buddies probably be the people that I'd want to go hunt with some of the most. Yeah. Like we got out with our good buddy Jeff. We just shot a recent episode of Hunting After Dark. Episode 7 will be with him, and he's a good buddy of ours. Him, and he takes his Riggins, 11 years old.
Yeah,
but we went out hunting with him. We were just going through final cuts of that today.
Yeah.
But a lot of the TV folks we know. Is Jessica, please just, if you're watching right now, just go ahead and just turn off right now. Just cancel it right now because I'm gonna say one person. I have met her in person. We have had a conversation. I do know her manager, but I think we need to get to Hannah Barron out and go do a pig hunt.
Oh, man, here we go.
I've met her, I know her manager. I've talked to her manager before, but I don't know. I don't think I'm ready to shell out the cash for Hannah Barron money.
Yeah, that's big time.
Hannah Barron money. But when I met her, my wife's short. My wife comes up a little bit above my shoulder. Hannah is like 2 inches below my shoulder when I stand up. I thought it was a dwarf from behind. It's like, hey, man, someone invited a little midget here to this show. Turns around, it's Hannah Barron. I was like, oh, shit.
Hey, I promise I didn't mean that.
Whoops.
Maybe a little bit.
But no, that's me just kind of joking around. But I don't know. You may have to ask Justin what he thinks. I mean, unfortunately, honestly, Justin hasn't been with me to meet a lot of these folks.
Yeah.
Because I've been taking Jessica to SHOT Show, and that's usually when a lot of these meetings and stuff happen. So, but this year you're gonna get to go, so you're gonna get to see everybody.
Yeah, and man, I'll be honest with you. Growing up, I really didn't watch much of the hunting shows and stuff. I just was always outside raising hell, doing something I probably shouldn't have been doing, and whenever it's time to come inside, I was just going to bed, and then I'm slowly starting to meet more people in the industry. But man, I'll be honest with you, if there was anybody that I could go really hunting with, it'd probably be the night with the brush country boys.
Those guys get after it.
In the month of January, I'll say, I feel like that would be a time of your life. No matter where you look, I guarantee you.
I didn't want to say their name. It was like our friends, But
it is what it is. People get over it. I mean, we don't do anything special for them. We help them out, just like if somebody else come to us, hey, we'll help you out as well. But man, I think in the month of January, those brush country boys, they get after it pretty hard, and they kill a lot of animals. I remember that first tournament they did here. I think it was the last weekend, the weekend after Christmas, I want to say. They went out and shot 49 dogs in 24 hours. They just got after it and just slaughtered them. So I feel like that would be a damn experience just to go out there and do that. I don't even have to shoot, man. I just want to have a handheld and watch it all go down. But And then even through February, March, they still kill and still have a bunch of success. So I think that would be a cool, good time to see what those boys can do, you know, in person. Even though you see their kills, see all the things that they do good, you know, it's just seeing it live in person would be, I think, a good time.
Old school varmint hunters will know who this person is that I probably still like to go hunt with, and I just popped in my head. Anybody know Randy Anderson? He used to work for Primos.
Yep.
Old school, old dude doing hand calls. He's still around doing some YouTube videos, but no more TV.
Gary Robertson.
No, Gary Rob. Yeah, Gary Rob.
You're gonna go get freaky with him.
All right,
in the woods.
so we do have a story about our last show that we did.
Him and Jason got freaky.
Oh my
with
God!
This call.
This is the guy that makes a freak call. His name's Gary Robertson. He does have Carnivore TV show.
Yeah,
we don't have a feud with him. He just didn't want to have nothing to do with this, so we're making it.
He's not social.
Yeah,
he don't
doesn't want
to
to talk.
nobody,
He doesn't want to interact with anybody else in this industry, and so we were at this show, and you know, nothing's going on. Wasn't a whole bunch of people there. The show was kind of a bust. And so we had these couches laid out in our booth, you know, without all of our stuff all displayed. And so one of the South African guys comes over to the turtle box. He just run around jamming like old school boombox days.
Just having a good time, drinking.
So I took my phone. I took over his turtle box. And Gary Robertson's got this presentation on the main stage, and he's playing his freak call. So he does some sound, I think it's like a rabbit. So I get on my phone on that turtle box, turn it up all the way, and I started doing howls on there, Tony Tebby sounds on that howls, and calling back to him in the middle of that presentation. Man. We're all in there dying, laughing. I don't know how we didn't get kicked out of that show, but by that time we already had a few drinks in, and we were about ready to walk out the door in the next 2 hours, and we were just having some fun messing with him. Yeah. But I don't know. I mean, it's just, you know,
he never done that to us. We never done with him.
You know, just messing around with people in this industry. It's like, you know what, you got to have a good sense of humor. Yeah. And we definitely, you come up, mess with us, and social media stuff, people been talking some trash on social media stuff. I had a little bit of fun with them
Jason's been getting bullied on social media.
Yeah, everybody bullying me, all the foreigners and all the people. Oh, you can't shoot.
It's funny because he can't even pronounce their name when they comment. It's just like, dude, get your ass back to wherever you're at. And, you know, don't worry about what's going on down here in Texas.
So I think this is a good place to end off, and this is kind of like we're gonna talk about a little bit about your show because I want people to know where to find it, and then I want to talk a little bit about the social media game and how brutal it is. Man, we post video and content, and we're just out here cutting up. We said when we started the Cast and Blast podcast that we were going to share wins, losses, laughs, cries, all the same. You know, we're humble in victory, humble in defeat, and I've put it all out there, from flat tires to jumping trucks, Robert, to all of that. We posted a picture or a video of Robert taking some shots at a pig with a pistol.
I've been catching some heat lately.
And Robert, talk a little bit about that. How's that been? Just seeing that video, kind of, it's got a lot of views.
Every video you watch is not a win-win. Every video.
No.
I mean, how many videos have you seen? I've watched YouTube videos where the guy's getting the gear pumped up. You get out there and, you know, the first sit, the second sit, the fourth sit, and it's like, man, they're about to get it, and then all of a sudden, well, nothing, you know. So I'm the avid gunner out there, so if I'm driving around, I see a gun store, you know, in the middle of nowhere, I'll stop and, hey, whatever, they got a good deal, I'll pick it up, I'll take it home. So I did this with this Smith & Wesson pistol, and I decided to, my daily is a shadow system, so I thought, and I'm running with these guys, I'm not going to throw my shadow with a red dot and
you don't
floorboard
mess
or whatever.
all that
so,
up.
you know, I picked this thing up for a pretty good, decent price, and I holstered it, filled it up, and here we go, and we're out there kind of redeeming ourselves from the raccoon hunt. We're trying to across this field, and we see, I mean, this thing had to have been 30 pounds, a little bitty pig, and he gets up and he's bucking. And Jimmy's trying to keep up with him. I'm like, just stop. You know, I got to get out. I'm not the guy who can shoot out of the side by side.
We were getting it.
Hauling butt through the field. Yeah,
exactly. This thing holds 15.
Turn it sideways. You got better aim.
Well, you would have thought that. I jump out, and you know, it took me about, I don't know, roughly about 12 shots, and I finally landed him. But on the video, you don't see the pig. We didn't show the pig.
Yeah.
And
for a reason.
Yeah.
You know,
so
people
I
get all mad.
Caught all kinds of flack, like, yeah, throw that thing away. No, I'm talking about your buddy. Go get you a new hunting buddy.
Yeah.
I'm spoiled. You know, I run red dots. I'm not going to deny it. But,
yeah,
you know,
I mean, it's part of the game.
If you we're out there having a good time.
You can do it. You're going to do it.
Everybody misses.
Jason was getting some shit this week. He was taking some rounds.
Well, here's the thing. It's like, I shoot them one time. That's great. But if they start running, I'm telling you right now, I don't track.
Yeah.
I don't run in the woods. I don't track. I will keep throwing bullets until they're laying on the ground and not moving.
Yeah, I agree.
I do not care. And I will go spend $20 in ammunition. It's okay to me.
Yeah.
I'm fine with it. Yeah.
I'm not getting gored by a boar, and I'm not running and tracking anything and go getting them out of the woods where I got to carry them out.
Yeah.
I'm just not doing it. I will just keep shooting them. I'll shoot a coyote multiple times. So he's doing that little spin like that. I'll shoot him again, shoot him again, shoot him again until they stop.
You know,
I'm sorry. It is what it is.
When you see the real damage that these hogs are doing out here to these fields, to these crops, you know, that
Bad.
I think not a lot of people focus on that when they just. I wish maybe that's something you could do is just drive around and show
Well,
damage.
everybody thinks it's like you're being inhumane to these pigs. No, they should see what they're doing to the farmers and the rangers.
And sometimes we got to recover these pigs to do recovery. But the thing is too is recovery because we take promo photos with the optic, but also I send it to the landowners that I am out there. I make sure I take a picture where they can see the background of their property and they know I shot that pig at that place, not somewhere else, not something else, and prove to them that I am out there doing the work, putting the time in. And that's how we get those properties. It's like if I shoot them and it's like, yeah, they're going to die and they run off. Sometimes we do that every once in a while. Yeah. But for the most part, I mean, it's like we're doing that so I can show the landowner that we killed this pig out here and took care of business.
That's the way to go. So you can keep coming out to that same place. You know, if they think you're not being productive, they're going to find somebody else.
Yeah, because I call a lot of people, it's like, go make you some running shots in the dark. Because here's the thing. I bet you can make you running shots in the dark with that optic you've been using for 6 months, 9 months, a year.
Yeah.
I've got a new optic we're running every 6 weeks, and I've got to learn how to do the base magnification, how to lead them.
Top to bottom.
Like, I'm running a different optic all the time where I've got to figure out how that works at night. I was like, so I like to see some of the trash talkers, like, show me your videos. Show me your videos of multiple different optics, multiple different guns. It's like, let's see it.
We had comments
it's
like,
hard.
I got my 7-year-old kid can shoot better than you. I'm like, awesome. My, grandpa can hit that. You can't hit the side of a barn. Man, look, I ain't aiming at the side of a barn.
So I've been dealing with it.
A pig running, shooting a 9mm.
So just, and I don't know if you know this, Ben, but I've been hunting with a handicap too. People are talking trash and don't realize.
I do.
Mr.
I had hand
surgery.
surgery on my pinky and my actual trigger finger was sticking, like it was getting stuck.
Right.
I'm still shooting all this stuff with me having trigger finger issues where they had to go and cut a tendon in my finger.
Yeah.
And it's still a little stiff. Like I can't quite extend it all the way back out, flex it back out. Yeah. But like I'm sitting here running with a handicap too. And it's like, so people are talking trash.
But this finger works.
Yeah, I'll tell you right now. I don't know. I can throw the middle finger in this thing. I'm like, my middle finger works just good. But there is one night I was hurting pretty bad, and I did shoot one time with my middle finger. I did pull my middle finger because I couldn't pull my trigger. I did change out my trigger on one of my ARs to let me run a little easier for a little bit.
I think that's something,
while I was in recovery.
We're prepared to see. Like I said, we show the good, the pretty, and the ugly.
Anything you want to
see. Hell yeah. I miss every once in a while, but then I get mad. You'll see me get mad. Well, you'll hear it.
If he's got however many bullets he got in that clip, that's how many's gonna be flying.
I've heard it on some of your videos.
Yeah, if I have a coyote, like I'm looking at it and he steps forward or he turns back into himself, and I miss just because they moved last second. Oh yeah, I'm blasting. Oh yeah, I will unload that coyote. I will definitely shoot that coyote.
Yep. And then if he gets out of the field before he hits, it's just like, damn. And then
if I could run a drone, if I could a drone bomb him, I would too.
Yeah, he ruins his night. He's a done soldier after that. He ain't want nothing to do with anything else.
But no, the social media game, you're always going to have your critics. My wife gets more worked up about it than I do. I'm like, don't worry about it, baby. Don't worry about it. She gets mad, and then she tries to comment on there, and we get in a fight about it. I'm like, hey, don't comment. Don't let it get to you. It's fine. Right. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's not that big a deal. Oh, yeah. She'll get on there. And if you got some lady start talking trash to you on there, it will be my wife because she will be on there just be like, what are you talking about?
If it sounds like a woman.
Jessica get on there and get angry. But,
sure enough.
It is the nature of beast. Keyboard warriors out there, and that's all fine. But you know what? I make mistakes. I do pull shots. I do miss. But that's the realism of the optics and hunting at night is people have to see things that are real. I could literally doctor every single thing and leave it and not have that out there put on social media or even our reviews. Yeah. We'll put misses on reviews. It's like, hey, everybody makes that mistake or pulls at the last second in whatever situation. I mean, hell, we've had my shooting table drop in the middle of me trying to shoot something.
Yeah, and I won't forget that. We had that pig at like 50 yards, and we go to shoot, and next thing you know, boom, that damn table done fell. He's cussing up a storm.
I'm sitting there like this, trying to shoot.
And he's like, shoot him. I was like, he's on your side.
He's shooting over top
put my
of me.
gun over there. I was
Man,
like, till he moves over to the right a little bit, then I can shoot. But
Yeah, it's funny. We're talking about people commenting and stuff. We're getting shit as we talk on social media right now, so it's pretty funny. But listen, man,
That's all good.
We've talked business. We've talked all that. I want to talk a little bit about where people can find you on social media. I know you guys are on. You guys got a Facebook page. You guys got a great YouTube channel. You have a podcast. Let's talk a little bit about Hunting After Dark TV.
So Hunting After Dark TV was a project that we wanted to do. We wanted to shoot things a little bit different than traditional shows that be on there. You know, I did mention about Night Crew, did mention about Predator Pursuit, you know, Pig Man on the pig side. We wanted to do things just a little bit different. We wanted it to seem like it is the everyday guy going out there with his buddies and going out there and hunting at night. That's what we wanted to pursue. We don't portray ourselves as professionals on there, I don't think, at all, by any means.
No, I mean, I'm talking shit to you. I'm talking whoever's with us. I've got to keep it light with everybody.
Yeah,
else.
we can't say any curse words on there for TV.
Well,
they won't allow that.
yeah,
I got to
I'll be
bleep that stuff out, but it does happen.
Yeah, I'll be the first one to admit, man. It took me forever to be normal in front of a camera. If somebody tells you
finally warmed up.
If anybody tells you that they can just hop in front of a camera and tell you their life story from top to bottom, they're full of shit. It's just not going to happen because even though there's nobody behind the camera, you know, you can hear him and say anything, it's still a hard thing to do if you've never done it. And so it's just like when we take, you know, perfect example, you know, Jeff and his boy Riggin. You know, Riggin, he's super shy. He didn't know what to say. He'd lock up, and so you know, you kind of try to carry him and keep him
a little bit, the talking.
Yeah, and so you sit there, and you trash talk him, and then you know that kind of triggers him. Then next thing you know, he's talking like, and then he forgets about the camera. So it's just things like that. You gotta keep them moving and keep them going.
But we wanted it to be just something that just seemed very natural, because it really is. I mean, it's a show to where you can watch with your buddies and BS and have a good old time. I mean, we may miss on there every once in a while. We may shoot something. We may have stock on pigs that take off. I mean, varmints coming in. I don't think we like to any real trade secret. We don't sit there and try to be like, is the... Well, here's another thing, is we shot this in a way where we've talked to manufacturers. I could probably get money from manufacturers to do the show, but then I would have to run the show a certain way.
Right.
And
it wouldn't be fun,
I liked having the freedom with Justin and I to be able to run it however we wanted to. We mix match optics. We run different handhelds from the scopes. Run any guns we want to. And we may do some different things. We run different suppressors. There's different stuff that we like. But I wanted to have the freedom of running a hunting show where I did not have to be controlled by sponsors.
Yeah, you can, whatever you want, grab an AGM off the shelf. You grab a Knockpix. I run a Horizon. You run a CMMG. You run a Silence Co. I run a Dead Air. You know, whatever we want to do that night, we can do it.
I just won't hunt with anybody that's not suppressed. I will be the suppressor snob. That's probably the only thing we're like sticklers about. But for the most part, it's a hunting show to where you can see Hunting After Dark. And the whole biggest thing we say is like, go put your kids to bed, go kiss your wife goodnight, or if you're single, whatever, tie one on, let's go.
Do what you
let's go hunt and go out at night. And that's the thing is you can try to get up to work and lose a couple hours of sleep and still have a good old time. Absolutely. It's not like deer hunting where you got to be there in the morning, got to be there in the evening, I travel. I mean, if you got somewhere locally we can go out hunting at night, you may just go shoot coons and skunks. I mean, some guys like doing that, or go out there and go shoot some pigs. I mean, in our state, yes, they're everywhere. But the varmint hunting side is the one thing that Justin and I do like the most, but we do a lot of pig hunting. Even our logo has a pig on it, and they think all I do is shoot pigs. Even though I didn't shoot pigs until 2017. I was a varmint hunter when I was a kid. And always been hunting, even with Johnny Stewart tape collars, back in the day.
Oh, yeah.
But that is what we wanted the premise of Hunting After Dark TV to be, is like essentially you go run out with your buddies, go out and have a good time at night. Doesn't matter who it is, hunt with different people, hunt with some new people, bring people into sport, and you don't have to sit there and run a certain type of gear to go out there and be successful and have a good time. Yeah,
and I mean it's on the Pursuit channel.
And the Pursuit Up app has the first 2 episodes. They're supposed to be letting the other 2. But Pursuit Up app you can download for free and watch the first 2 episodes for free.
And then the rest of the episodes they're to follow. They'll be updated here.
Yeah, we just finished episode 7. So, it should be 6 episodes that'll be up here. Every couple of weeks there'll be new ones on there.
So definitely, if you miss it live on TV on the Pursuit channel, you can always download the Pursuit Up app. Check them out there. Watch them whenever you please. And same thing with the podcast. I mean, the podcast is there on Spotify, Apple Podcasts. You can go on the YouTube channel as well, Hunting After Dark Podcast. Check those out there as well. And then I do have a website, huntingafterdarkpodcast.com. But needs a little TLC. We haven't quite modified that.
Need to update that. We kind of focus on the TV side and the podcast, but
lost focus
the podcast is a lot of you kind of not to sit here and take over Ben and Jimmy's podcast over here, and Robert. No disrespect to them. It's like we are used to doing this type of format. I mean, we definitely like somebody keeping us in line, because we will definitely get down a rabbit hole for 30 minutes.
And then you're like, well, all right, time to go.
Yeah. So Justin and I are very good. I'm not very good, but we are used to
being in front of the camera. There you go.
And BSing and talking up things. I mean, and if you
That's
message
what you
us,
know. What'd you do last week? I don't fucking ask me. I don't know.
Yeah, you message
fun.
me on social media. Message on social media. We'll have a good time. We'll mess with you. If you don't have a sense of humor, sorry, dude. We're gonna give you a little bit of trouble sometimes. Sorry, we can't get the tense across when you're typing out. If I'm angry, calm down, bro. Like, I'm just screwing with you. Someone's like, calm down, bro. It's
I
like
think a lot of folks, the new format is that's what it is. Everybody likes the raw, the uncut. They want to see that you're just normal as them. You're gonna go out. You're gonna do this. You're gonna mess up. You're gonna have victories, and then they want to watch it.
I don't think I'm the best out there, but I'll tell you, I definitely have spent some time behind some things and done some things and made some mistakes, and it's just talking about experience. But am I the best, most accurate hunter out there? No. I'll leave that to him.
No, I mean, even then, I hadn't been too impressive how I've been shooting pigs in the ass just for the fun of it. I mean, people are like, "Are you ready?" I'm like, "I'm always ready."
Insider secrets.
Yeah. Well, the pig hunting side of things, I do get aggravated online with people that don't understand how the pig situation is here. And we talked about it earlier.
Yeah.
I'm not shooting a prized elk out here. I'm not shooting a whitetail. This is a nuisance animal. This is like, what would you do if there was a mouse in your house? You'd crush them with a broom, your shoe, the door, whatever you had, brick, whatever you had, tools to get rid of the vermin in your house.
I'm just trying to put a bullet in them, and if they die there, great. If not, I know that they're going to go off and die somewhere.
And the pigs, it's like, I cannot afford to miss. Like, people are like, well, shoot them in the neck. Well,
you don't always get that shot.
I don't always get that shot. It's not always easy to pull that shot off all the time. So I'm going to shoot them in the body. Yeah. I'm going to shoot them in the shoulder. I'm going to make sure, because I know what my bullet can do. I'm a big 6mm arc fan, if everyone want to know. I know what my penetration is, the 6mm arc bullet. It can hit something hard and then expand. 103 grain bullet. And I'm a big fan of it. They're dying. I've never shot a pig where they did not die. Now, they may run, but they're dead.
Part of it, yeah.
I mean, they're dead. They're going to die. They run. But that doesn't look so good for TV. Doesn't look so good for reviews and things like that. So, I might shoot a couple more times. And
I say kill them until they die from it.
Yeah.
The
farmers and stuff, they'd be perfectly happy with me just shooting one and let it run off. And sometimes we do that, let it run off on someone else's place. But then we try to be respectful, because I have had our local game warden give me a call because I was dumping pigs over there in a corner and not dragging them off.
Being a true criminal.
Even though I could have just shot them and left them, and I did. I dragged them off in a nice little spot I thought was isolated, and it was not isolated enough for them. And I had the game warden give me a call. Thought I was doing illegal dumping. I'm like, no, that's property I have access to do, and I can just leave them in the field, or I can pile them up in this corner. I mean, it's really up to y'all what y'all want me to do.
Yeah, you tell me.
Well, just to keep the peace. So, I've had the game warden called on me a couple times. That's all right. We work it out.
See, if you're like me, you call the game warden ahead of time and let them know that you're going to be out there running amok. But no.
Well, you're just shooting pigs. You don't really think much of it, neighbors and things like that.
They know what you're doing down there on the creek bottom. There's cornfield. You're shooting pigs because corn's coming up.
I was like, I'm not trying to stir anything up. I'm just doing what I'm told to do to get down here. But, I still try to keep the peace.
You guys heard of the Hog Brothers?
Man, they were actually, is that the Hog Brothers that have the traps?
Yeah, man.
So they had that booth set up next to us in Fort Worth.
Is that right?
Well, they've been commenting on stuff.
Those young kids.
So they just hit us up. And
they're messaging us.
They just messaged us. They want to be on the podcast next week. Maybe we'll get them out here and we can go out and line something up where we can all go out on a hunt together or something and kind of do some things. Yeah, because
remember those young kids that had those hog traps next to us?
Was that Houston?
It was in Fort Worth.
Fort Worth show.
And, I mean, they had a booth set up there at Texas Trophy Hunters, and they were presenting
and that's probably one thing we should say to folks. If you're all across the state, we do the Texas Trophy Hunter shows. So if you're ever looking for thermal optics and you're like, hey, I'm going to go to Texas Trophy Hunters, we will be at all those shows coming up here in August. Kind of when you get kickoff hunting season, that is the big kickoff for us, starting into kind of getting into thermal hunting as everybody gets out, gets the blinds ready and things like that. But we will be at all those shows.
Yeah, that's usually the kickoff. Yeah, it's the first 3 weekends in August. That's usually what gets the work started for us heading into the winter seasons and the deer season and the colder weather, I guess you could say.
And be watching, I'm hoping for a grand opening of our new retail location here in October, but we'll see.
Yeah, you better
Contractor's
go
supposed to
stand
get
in
me
the
this
corner
week.
and say a prayer. You better say your.
No, we're gonna
Hail
have
Mary or
we're gonna do
something.
the celebrities. We'll have the music. I may even do a little bit of stanky leg and dance up there or something.
Hell
We'll see.
yeah.
May give away some 3 thermals. We don't know.
Yeah.
All right, I'm there. I'm there.
Yeah, we'll see what we get
You
into.
toss in,
Lone
you
Star
toss in
Light.
some
Lone Star Light.
suppressors or something. You got to have the Lone Star Light.
No, we'll have that for you.
Well, listen, guys, I
only
think
one.
we can go on and on for hours, but we're going to keep this wrapped up here. And I just want to thank you guys for coming out and finally joining us on the podcast. We love to come out and sit down with you guys on your podcast. I'm going to drop the link to your guys' website, your socials, your podcast, everything I can on the description and YouTube. So for you guys that are following right now, we're trying to go live, YouTube and Facebook. We're trying to kind of do both, and you guys got to kind of bear with us, man. I'm trying to produce this live. We do a raw, uncensored podcast. It's long format. And if you see some sweat beads rolling off our heads today, guys.
He forgot to pay the bills.
This poor Mexican. No, hey, my AC went out, and I got some guys coming out to replace it. But we made it.
Yeah,
we had
we're
some
here.
cameras going out. I tried to make it work. So I hope you guys enjoyed this podcast. I want to say a special thank you to my guests today, Jason, Justin, Robert Garcia, Texas Feral. I keep saying it the wrong way.
man.
Feral Texas Outdoors. We
We
want to thank you.
wild Texas, man.
Yeah. I want to thank my sponsor, Lone Star. No, I'm just kidding. No, listen, guys, if you want to follow them, go check them out. If you're not following them already, if you're joining us because you follow them, we want to thank you for joining. Again, a special thank you to those guys, and a special shout out again to my buddy Jimmy, who's out there being a granddad for the first time
right.
today. He's probably enjoying. You guys drop a comment, and if you're watching live, drop a comment. Jimmy
Grandpa
just
Jimmy.
became a
That's right.
grandpa.
Papa,
Getting older by the
Papa
day.
over there.
But thank you guys for coming out, man.
Yeah, we appreciate it, man. Thanks for having us out here.
Oh, thank you, Ben.
Yes,
Thank
sir.
you, Jimmy.
All right, guys, I'm going to sign out. We'll see you on the next episode. I hope you enjoyed this one. We'll catch you on the next one. Thanks. That was fun.